I just got back from seeing the new live action Aladdin film and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing, so thought I would share some of my thoughts with you guys. Just a warning before I begin, there will be spoilers in this review. So if you haven't seen Aladdin, go and see it and come right back here and I'll talk about it with you guys. First up, I thought I would talk about Will Smith as the genie. Now, I know everyone was really worried going into this thinking, oh no, Will Smith's never going to be as good as Robin Williams, blah, 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 blah. I'm here to tell you, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Don't panic. He doesn't attempt an imitation of Robin Williams. He puts his own spin on it and it definitely works. It's like the Will Smith version of the genie, unlike the Robin Williams version of the genie. So it's very unique and very funny. I thought he did a great job. Singing sounded great, so he was definitely a highlight of the movie, and he's not blue the whole way, and the blue CGI looked fine. The next person I'm going to talk about is Mena Massoud. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if it is wrong. As Aladdin. Now, as you all know, Aladdin is obviously the leading role in this movie, so it's really, really important that he can carry the film, and Mena Massoud absolutely carries that film. He's a lot more awkward as Aladdin when he's pretending to be Prince Ali, which makes it really funny. It just shows his insecurity and makes him a lot more relatable to the audience. Also, he did a lot of action scenes and he did an amazing job, and he's also a really good dancer. So he really carried the film. He was really charming, really appealing, and he really gave a depth to Aladdin that I didn't think was in the cartoon before, which was really entertaining. Moving on to Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine. I am very pleased to report that Princess Jasmine has a lot larger role in this movie. She's introduced a lot earlier, and spoiler alert, she's in One Jump Ahead with Aladdin, which is usually Aladdin's solo opening number. She is in that number. We're introduced to her about, I think it's probably 3 minutes into the film. We see like a substantial amount of her, which is great because she's such a great character. I also loved how they put it as part of her storyline that she wanted to rule Agrabah, which was really cool because before she just wanted to be free and she wanted to marry for love and not a prince. Now she has this extra, I want to be in charge, I want to rule, I really care about the people, which is great, and great for feminism that they've improved that character and given her so much more depth. Naomi Scott is also a total superstar. She was amazing in the singing, the acting, the dancing. That new song that she sings, Speechless, oh, it was so good. She sang it beautifully. It's by Pasek and Paul, the Dear Evan Hansen creators, so obviously it's a good song. And she's amazing. Loved her. Great. Speaking of new things, in this version of Aladdin, Jasmine has a female sidekick called Dalia, who is her handmaid. I am so happy that we finally have a female Disney funny sidekick, because if you think about it, they don't exist. They're always male, and I think it is so great for feminism to have Jasmine with a best friend who's around her age, always pumping her up and supporting her. It's such a great thing for little girls to see, women supporting women. I loved it. Also, Dalia kind of paired off with the genie at the end, spoiler, and that was really, really cute to watch their little romance, because so Aladdin had the genie and Jasmine had Dalia, and they both had their pump-up people, and it worked really well. I really thought it was a great group dynamic. The only character that I perhaps didn't love was Jafar. Now, as you know, being a Disney villain, Jafar in the cartoon is very exaggerated, and he's very evil, and he's got all these big facial expressions, things that wouldn't really work in a live action. But the actor that played him really downplayed it to a point where he didn't seem that evil. He didn't seem that threatening or scary. He just seemed like a really insecure tryhard that had issues with being second to the Sultan. So it didn't work quite as well as the animated film. I just think he needed a bit more evil and menace and a bit more in his acting. He just pulled it back a bit too much, which it needed to be pulled back a bit, obviously, because it's not a cartoon, but it was a bit too much. Now let's talk about the music. So the movie includes all the songs from the original animated film. So we've got Prince Ali, Whole New World, One Jump Ahead, though it doesn't include any songs from the stage show. So if you're expecting Proud of Your Boy, A Million Miles Away, it's not going to be there. Sorry everyone. The arrangements are a bit more hip hop than the original. It's more jarring when you listen to it by itself as a part of the soundtrack than it is in context in the movie. So if you've only listened to the soundtrack and think, oh no, this sounds so different, don't panic. It works in the movie, especially with what Will Smith is bringing to the genie, so don't panic. There is also a new song called Speechless, sung by Princess Jasmine, and Naomi Scott sounds beautiful singing it. Such a good song by Pasek and Paul, the creators of Dear Evan Hansen, The Greatest Showman, all that kind of stuff. It's a really great song. It works in context, and it's also a bit of Jasmine standing up for herself, which is always a great thing for a song. Another very important element of this film is CGI. Obviously we have a lot of characters that are CGI. We've got the carpet, we've got a Iago, we've got a Boo, so there's a lot of CGI going on here. It's all adorable, and whoever did the CGI, you're amazing. I had an emotional reaction towards the end of the film where the carpet got ripped and he couldn't fly anymore. Like, I literally gasped. I was so into it and so believed it, and my friend was laughing at me because I was like, oh, no, not the carpet. It was pretty funny. There was also an adorable moment where Abu was kind of freezing in the ice, and it made me really sad. So if I felt an emotional connection to CGI characters, they did a good job in my book. Also, I must say the costumes were amazing. The best costumes were obviously worn by Princess Jasmine. She wore some beautiful, beautiful stuff. It just looked absolutely beautiful the whole movie, and you could see the detail and effort that had gone into making sure every single extra had an amazing costume, which I really appreciate. All the extras were immaculately dressed, just as well as the principals were. Every costume was amazing. I'm also happy to report that the humour in this movie is definitely amped up. It is so much funnier than any other version of Aladdin I have ever seen. There were so many jokes that I thought were hilarious. There was particularly a scene with Jam that was one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in a Disney film. I could not stop laughing. So as you'll probably guess, I'm going to give this movie a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. Everyone will love it. From 2 to 99. Everyone is going to love this movie. Don't listen to the negativity. I promise you, if you see this movie, you will love it. Anyways, I'm done. I'm gonna go eat some Disney jam now.